Morning everybody. Day 2 of the Berkshire Coastal Path walk for me. It's just gone 6:15 and I'm on my way. Had a good night's sleep last night. Waves were a bit noisy, but otherwise quite a decent night. So next stop, Eyemouth, where I tried to get last night and unfortunately failed. So off we go. Just coming down onto this little beach here. In fact, this would have been a nice place to camp, this one I look at it. Beautiful first thing this morning. In fact, I can see at distance there's about five or six tents. It's like it's quite a popular thing, this wild camping. Right, let's go down up beach. Try and get past these people without making too much noise. I must admit it's pretty cold this morning on fingers. Absolutely beautiful. The sun's just about to make an appearance. That's right, I've just come from top of that hill there. Must admit, I feel pretty good this morning. Last night, my Achilles tendon, it was really sore even just, when I'm taking my boots off. It was terrible, but I don't feel too good. I've got a bit of a spring in my step this morning. This is as I said before, this section of the Berkshire Coastal Path is divided into 3 sections. I'm now on the 3rd and final section. I did, 20 miles or so yesterday in 8.5 hours. I reckon I've got about 12 to go. So I'm hoping to be back at the Hayden campsite by about 10:30 to 11. It's about 6:30 in the morning now, so we'll get a move on. In fact, I feel like jogging. I feel that good, but probably save that for later. I'm just about to come up to some people that's got the tents pitched, so I don't want to make too much noise, the lazy so-and-sos. They must be still in the pits asleep. Half the day's gone already. Yeah, you see the tents in front. Wonder if I should lob a few bricks. And what I've got to do then, I've got a steep climb, and the cliff you can see, if I put my finger there, I've got to get to that corner there. And the sun is actually in its full glory now. What a beautiful morning this is. Absolutely stunning. I've still got the moon up there as well, sun to my back and the moon in front of me. Superb. Well, on we go. See that then? Built a wall round the tents, built fire on grass. Why not build your fire on beach? Because I guarantee they'll leave all them stones there And it just spoils the look of the place. Some people, they've just no idea whatsoever. I wish I had loved them bricks, them stones at them now. Just coming along now, along the beach. There you can see St. Anne's in the distance. That sun's bright. And now this is something that's really cropped me off here. I'm bloody annoyed. Look at this. I can only hope. Yeah, somebody's got to have been collecting it, hasn't it? You know, collecting the rubbish and that, and then just putting it there, hopefully to take away. Yeah, let's hope so anyway, because otherwise it spoils such a beautiful place. That sign's not for me, so we're heading up this way. Oh, there's another one of them. Those memorials to those to the, I think, Eyemouth shipping disaster. Just you know, the ones that you can take the brass rubbings. There are actually 12 on the trail, but I've only ever managed to find 3. But when we get to Eyemouth, there is a memorial there, which we'll have a look at, and it's very interesting. Right, I'm about to start climbing now, so I'm going to sign off for a minute, save me breath. And that's where I'm blowing a bit now. That's where I've just climbed up down there, across that little bridge, along the footpath up there, and up some steps onto here. And then it's from here, I'm walking along the cliff top all the way to Eyemouth. The sun's coming up now and it's shining. It's just low enough to sort of shine straight in my eyes. Not that I'm complaining after yesterday, but it was a bit overcast and drizzly. Yeah, so I'm happy. And there we can see the beach I've just walked on, and those people down there with a version of Adrian's Wall and their tents, and that pile of rubbish. I'm hoping someone's gonna move. And then up that track there, I walked up that track there, and then up onto the cliff top. I mean, even the fields, you know, just, it's brilliant. They're into soul, insights. I'm on my own. Me, ordinary cell phone's battery's dead, so I can't even get in touch with anybody and let them know how I'm going, what time I'm going to be back. So I'll probably be in the doghouse when I do get back to the caravan for not reporting back to base, but these things happen, don't they? I've now reached Eyemouth. It's a good job I didn't come here last night, because this is where I was going to pitch. There's a fairground on it. So I think I made the right decision going where I did. Otherwise I'd have been laid in my tent listening to alt music and what have you. Get that for a cracking bit of coast there. You see St. Absent distance there. And there, we're way down this path. The sun's in my eyes at the moment. It's probably reflected in the camera. But you see, there's the caravans of Eyemouth Caravan Park in front of me. And then out the town of Eyemouth itself. Another thing about walking down this bit of path as well is there's loads of these benches. You know, The stunning view. I mean, look, we sat on this bench, looking out at that. You know, there's loads of them on this little bit of path, right down into Eyemouth. What a memorial to someone. Yeah. Well worthwhile. One thing I never tired of as well is listening to the sound of seagulls. You know, I mean, when I look at that, I suppose we make mile over the sea, like, I suppose it goes back to when I was at Navy. I thought, I don't think I've got blood in my veins, I think it's salt water. Just love the coast. There's another one of these lovely benches. What a tribute. Well, next stop, Eyemouth Beach. Slight change of plan here. I'm just taking a small detour to look at some old cannons on what's called Eyemouth Fort. So I thought, while I'm passing him, I'll just have a look. Yeah, I can see him in front of me. Some more people camping there. Oh, what's up with people? They're still in bed. Such a beautiful morning. They'll still be laid in your scratcher. Hey? A bit of a waste of time, really. Right. I can see the 3 guns in front of me. No idea how old they are, but I'm hoping there'll be an info board there so we can find a bit about them. I'll just turn the video off for a second until I reach there. Just a quick view there of the coast. You can see St. Tabs straight in front of you. And I've reached the cannons and what's called Eyemouth Fort. Well, that don't look much like a fort to me. It's like the remains of a public toilet. Here's the guns in front of us. Up this hill. Crikey. Look at the state of these things. Straight down barrel, full of litter. Don't want to step back too far because I'm on the cliff edge. Yeah. They've not been fired. Oh, there's another one behind us. They've not been fired in anger in a long time. That's a bit interesting. Right, I'm going back towards the caravan site now, and I'll see if I can find an info board that I can have a look at and just see what all these old guns, scrap iron is about. I found the info board. And apparently it's the first trace Italiani fortification in Britain. I'll turn the camera sideways and if you want you can read it. Yeah, I don't know if I stand back a bit it might look a bit better, I don't know, but yeah, that's what it is. But I can't see those cannons on there. No. It's probably come after that. Right, and as promised before, the next stop, Eyemouth Beach. You see the caravans there. You can just see Eyemouth there, but that's not a right good shot, that's all. I'm just walking down this little footpath now towards the beach, but unfortunately it's a superb, stunning beach, but the tide's in at the moment. I can just get onto a tiny bit, which will just might enable me to get to promenade. Just down these steps here. Alright, springing my step this morning. Must have had a really good rest. Right, here we are. Down onto the beach. You see the cliffs there? That's where the fort is. Those guns over there. And there's just this bit of beach. This, unfortunately, the tide's in. Otherwise I'd have walked that way along it. But not to worry. You can smell the seaweed. It's been washed up. Actually, walking on this sand's not probably such a good idea when you've got a bad ankle. Right. So what you do from here, you go along the prom right to the very end, then you turn right, then we hit the harbour, which is always interesting to look at. So I'm looking at the boats. Well, that goes back to my time in the Navy as well. Right, onward. Just before we hit the harbour, I just want to have a look at this statue. It's called Widows and Bairns, and there's an info board about it here, and it's to do with that I still think sideways. Excuse fingers. Sad. So each of these figures represents a woman who was widowed, or a child that was made fatherless during that fishing disaster. Oh well, harbour, next stop. I've now reached top end of the harbour. This is a boatyard here where they repair the boats. And then we're looking down the harbour now. Filming all the boats. Look at the engines on that. And just up there, that house you can see there is called Gunn's Green House, and it belonged to a chap called John Nesbitt, who it's alleged was a smuggler, because this part of the coast, well, it was called the Smuggler's Coast, and he was a respectable businessman, but rumours are that he had managed to build a house on the profits of what he got from smuggling tobacco and what have you. Yeah, it's a fair old property, right enough. He must have smuggled a lot to get something like that. But underneath it, you can actually go around the place on a tour, and underneath it is a museum thing, Discover the Smuggler's Trail. And just have the final look at the harbour. There's the Eyemouth lifeboat there. And then I'm going up the steps, and there's a monument at the top of these steps to that fishing disaster. And we'll have a look at that when we get up there. I'm at the top of the steps, just looking down over the harbour and Eyemouth, and now there's this wall. A memorial to the 189 fishermen who perished in the fishing disaster of 1881. Let's have a look at it. A simple pebble from the shore symbolises a life that is no more. A simple pebble from the beach, one of many, but each one unique. A simple pebble tossed in the wave, like the lives of the fishermen who once were brave. A simple pebble from the sea, a constant reminder, please let it be. That's good, that. And what they are here, all these pebbles, I've got the names of all the fishermen that died in that disaster in 1881. What I have noticed, because I've looked at them before, excuse the shadow, is that a lot of the surnames are the same, you know, so whole families must have just not lost husbands, as probably sons and grandfathers as well. Very sad, that. Right, got to go up another hill now towards the golf course. So let's go. Right, I'm up at the golf course. There's the clubhouse there. And I just have to cut through. Danger, beware of flying golf balls. Right. We're not actually on this path for long. Probably 5 minutes and I'll be on the coast, which is good. It'll be clobbered on head with one of those. Right, I'm through the golf course. Not been clouted up back at head with anything. And I'm back on the coast, which is good. Beautiful. We go right here. And I've got a very, very steep climb in front of me, another one of those In fact, I'm thinking about it when I do this again, doing it the other way, because it seems to be nothing but uphill. I think it's 1,000 feet of climbing, the difference between doing it from Coburn's Path in Scotland to Berwick in England, rather than doing it the other way around. There's a boat there. Right, less talking, more walking. Another cracking bit of coast there. Superb. And then I've got to climb to the top of that, up there. Do you know, I don't know why, but I've got the urge to sing the song from The Sound of Music. You know, the hills are alive. I don't know why that's come on, because unless it's the half a bottle of Jack Daniels I had last night, probably that that's got into my feet, and why I'm making such good progress. Not that I recommend having half a bottle of Jack Daniels like when you're walking along the cliff top. There's just a view of the golf course there, and you see the clubhouse and that white building there. That's Ironmouth United Football Club. Just get a bit of a panorama of the sea. Right, I'm going to have to get to the top of the hill now. I don't know if you can see it make out in the distance, those few houses there. That's Lower Bournemouth, Cowdrate and Ross. That is actually three little villages with about 6 or 7 houses in each one. That's once I get to the top of the hill, that's my next port of call. And I've still got to get up there. But it's going well actually. I'm actually flat. I'm on got a turbo boost in my boots. You know, I'm actually flying up these hills. So far so good. And I'm at the top. You can see St Abs in the distance, in the far distance there. And then that's Eyemouth. And in the middle of the shot there you can see the it's there. That's the golf clubhouse I walked past. Came up that road in front of you, and then just behind that line of trees, across the golf course, and started climbing up the hill to arrive here. The sea, it's like a mill pond. You know, it's so quiet up here, absolutely stunning. Just got to pan round again. Right, forward march. That last a bit of downhill. You can see the little villages just in front of me where I'm heading for. The one thing I'm impressed with is, well, one of them, one of many actually, is that for some reason, well, it's been trimmed where the grass is long. Somebody's been out, but it must be a petrol strimmer, and trimmed the whole footpath. You know, so it's not overgrown, which I think is, you know, fair play to them. In the distance, you see all those vehicles. That's the A1. That. So I've just got to drop down here. It goes into a little valley over a bridge, and then you can see the footpath in front of me. And then there's a bench which overlooks those little villages, which I'm going to have a rest, have a drink, probably finish my Jack Daniels off. That's where I've come from, up there, along that cliff, and then I've skirted this cornfield, that way down, and there's a chap there camping. then down those steps, and then yet another hill. And I'm dying for a drink now. So, a quarter of an hour I'll be sat on what's my favourite actual view of the whole coastal path. I'll have 10 minutes, have a rest, have a bite to eat, and then a drink, and then we'll crack on and finish and hopefully get back at somewhere between 10:30 and 11. That's Lowburn Mouth, Caldrate and Ross in the distance. I'll be there in probably about half an hour, and then there's farmhouses you can see. You actually go, the path runs between the houses. When I first did it, I thought I was going through somebody's garden. It's really strange. And then I've got to, from the level of those farmhouses, the cliff behind them, I've got to climb up to that cliff, and then you can see a bungalow in the distance. Well, I'll be going past that at some later stage. Anyway, I'm going to find this bench, which is about 100 yards up yet another hill, and I'm going to put my feet up. And this is my favourite part of the whole trip, this. Sat on this bench, just looking down at the harbour, and then pan around the views. The East Coast Main Line and the A1 you can see. So to get down there, it's a really steep climb, and then I'll be going as far in the distance as you can see. Fantastic. Yeah, I've been walking for about 3 hours. I don't feel too bad at all. It's nice to have a bit of sun on my back as what we had yesterday. You know, overcast, and it was a bit windy and a bit of drizzle. You know, the turnaround is remarkable. I'm just still marvelling about the people that trimmed this path. 30 odd miles and the whole path's been trimmed. You know, it's worth paying your council tax for that, isn't it? Hey? Anyway, I'm going to have a bite to eat now, a drink, take my boots off, massage my feet, and then I'm going to go down this cliff and go past these 3 little villages. I'm just dropping down into Bournemouth now. Bit of civilization. There's the village hall. Yeah. Right, this is me down this one. Drop down right to the bottom and it comes out near the harbour. That's the cliff where, at the top where you can see that bush. That's where we're having a drink just now. And then look at this little village here, that's the village of Parton Hall. What a lovely spot to live, eh? And then if I pan round, you can see Lower Bournemouth Harbour, and then the road we're going down there, and it's still going downhill. And the next place we're going to hit is a small, well, a tiny village called Caldrate. We'll be there in about 10 minutes. There's another one of these bronzes here, you know, for the, yeah, there, a disaster. Now see these houses here, what does it remind you of? What's the story? Ballamore, yeah? I wonder if Miss Hooley lives here. Was Miss Hooley, wasn't it? Yeah. Ballamore nest boxes. What a spot. Just when we get to this first row of terraces, that's where the confusing starts. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. Now you look at this. Wouldn't you think you were going through somebody's garden? But no, coastal path. Yet another steep climb. There's the houses down there where I came through you when it looks like somebody's garden. What a spot to live. And I'm still climbing. I think it's 10:15 at the moment. We've been back to the Haven site for between 10:30 and 11. I don't think I'm to pray. I think I've more chance of getting Queen's job than be back for that time. I've hit the wall. That's a marathon runner's expression for when you're knackered. But we'll see how it goes. Still good fun. You can see where I've come from the far distance. If I get a finger over there. To the top of the cliff where you can see those white posts. That's where I stopped for a rest, and then down the cliff and then drop down through Bournemouth, and then those houses with the garden cut through, they're just behind where we're looking now. Then I've come through this field, and then I go down this road past this bungalow. It's a shame really. This field used to have loads of sheep in, and I've been through it about a dozen times. And when I first come through it, had a little lambs in, and every time I come through, like, you know, I've seen them grow and grow that bit more, but obviously it's gone now. Right, let's get down here. It's a bit flat, this next bit, so that's one bit I'm looking forward to. And then I've got quite a steep climb, and then after that it's flat more or less all the way back to camp. Yet another steep climb completed. Just come up there. I mean, I might need to catch one of them to get me back to Berwick. I'm really labouring now. My Achilles has flared up again, and I'm struggling to walk in a straight line. It looks like I've had 2 bottles of Jack Daniels. But still good fun. Just another bit of the coast for you to look at. Right, and on the path. Oh, and there's half a dozen sheep on the path in front of me. It's like follow me leader. When I came down here about March time, I'm walking past these gorse bushes, and there's a really strong smell of coconut. I didn't know whether... Aye, look at this one here. What are you doing? Hey, are you alright? Yeah, strange. I hope he's not hurt, because they usually run away, don't they? Unless he's frightened to move because I'm here. Anyway, we'll leave him alone. Yeah, like I was saying, there's these gorse bushes, they're a really strong smell of coconut coming off them. And all I could think of was pina colada. No, I've got that wrong, haven't I? Malibu. Yeah, scrub that last bit. Malibu, yeah. It must have been the flowers. Yeah, oh look. They're all on the path. We can't come through that other one. I hope he's not hurt. You know. Right, on we go. Just another look at that bothy from the top of the cliff. You can see White Law never caught up with him. Hey. Right, back to the top of the hill. There's a fine look at the bothy there. Which, you know, as I've said before, was a smuggler's safe haven. Right, on we go. There's some more of my friends in front on the path. It's 20 to 11 at the moment. I said I'd be back by, want to be back by half 10 and 11 o'clock, and I've still got 5 miles to go, so that ain't gonna happen. And like I said before, my phone battery died overnight, so Andrea's going to be wondering where I am. Man, she's probably enjoying the peace and quiet. It's going to be, what, probably an hour and a half before I get back. Morning, guys. I'm going to see I'm going to see if I can quicken the pace up a bit, because it's pretty flat all the way back now, you know, and most of the path's short or it's been trimmed, so there's nothing much to hold me up. So let's see if I can pick the pace up a bit. Well, picking up pace didn't last long. Managed about 4 paces and I'm back to sauntering again. I'm currently going through a field which is full of sheep. I wish they'd stop shitting on path. It's a pity you can't train. Go on, get out of the way. It's a pity you can't train them to just go in the corner of a field. Make life a lot easier. I reckon I've got about 5 miles to go, which is going to take me about an hour and a half or so, I reckon. I don't know whether I've said that before, but I'm knackered, so I've got an excuse. All I'm dreaming about at the moment is a nice cold pint of lager. And then wondering what Andrea's going to say when I get back. In fact, I might not go back. She might not let me back. Might get back and find caravan's locked with a note, because I haven't got a key. So I might have to put my tent up again and sleep outside the caravan. Minus it's no bad thing if I'm late anyway, because we were going to watch football at Berwick Rangers this afternoon. So if I miss that, like, every cloud's got a silver lining, hasn't it? Hey? I'm not too far from the Scottish border now. I think I can see it in the far distance. I'll just turn the other way around and turn the thing round. I think it's too far to see, actually. You can't really. I can just see the sign in the distance, but it's probably a bit too small for you to make out on camera. It's a bit more at coast. Right, let's push on. See how far, see if we can get there. Pretty sharpish. And this is how close the railway line is. The edge of the cliff and the railway line's about 10 metres. As for cracking on, I failed again. I'm just going to saunter now and you'll see what happens. Just looking at coast there. Ours in the far distance, as far as you can see. Brilliant, isn't it, that, eh? Absolutely brilliant. Quick pan round, some fishing in there. And we're heading that way. Look at that guy, those guys there on cliff edge. They're mad. See the border just up there. I'm gonna have to be careful going past these, because if I spook him, he's gonna go off the side, isn't he? I mean, they can't run. He's only a lamb as well. We're only lambs as well, aren't they? Are you crackers, you two? I better take a beeline. I don't want to scare him. Oh crikey, it scared me then, went down. Oh, great stuff. Come on you guys, come away from the path. Right, the border is about a quarter of a mile ahead. Thankfully, yeah, no, I can hear you. And here I am at the English border, just about to go into England. Oh, what a crappy little sign that is. It's called the Cuddy Trail, and Cuddies, as far as I'm aware, is a Scottish word for donkeys. And round here they used to do lots of coal mining, and of course they had the trails that the donkeys went through basically. Right, I'm going to come out of Scotland and I'm going into England. Now isn't that a better sign, eh? Better than that crappy little thing on the other side. I am at the moment the most northerly person in England. There's nobody further north than where I am at the moment. And then from here I'll pan around the coast. I've got this footpath for about a mile or so. Look at that, this path. It's better than my living room carpet. I'm currently walking through Marshall Meadows caravan site. It's the most northerly settlement in England, although I wouldn't call it a town or anything because I don't think there's no permanent residents, you know. And you exit and come in the town over a stile. It's the only town or whatever I know that to be the case. And here is that said stile that you get in and out of Marshall Meadows over. A bit of coast there. And then I'm going along there. Shouldn't be too long now, hopefully. There's Marshall Meadows caravan site I've just come through. And then if you look in the far distance there, that's where I will pass that about 4 hours ago over there. I'm really struggling a bit now with the sea, the waves and the seagulls. I'm still enjoying it, but I'm really struggling at the moment. In fact, there's a snail. I've just had an altercation with a snail. It shouted, "Oi, let me get past, I'm moving that slow." But I'm still a fair way off. I can't see the caravans yet, so I have to keep plugging away. Look at that amazing sea stack there. Still no sign at Caravan Park, but still the beautiful coast. That's cool, another sea stack. I've just had to have a rest. I'm really feeling it now. I don't think it's so much. It's not so much the distance. It's the injuries I'm carrying that's giving me a problem. You know, my Achilles tendon's really sore, and I've got some sort of problem with the ball of my left foot. It feels like I'm walking on fire, you know. But hopefully, not too far now. I'll just keep looking out there at that. And that keeps me going. That's nice. And then, pad across the golf course, and look in the distance, the caravan roofs. So I'm almost there. I don't know if you can see in the far distance. That's where I was about, what, 4.5 hours ago, and I've come all along that coast there, up and down. And this is where I'm going, just here. This is my final spot. I'm just going to have 5 minutes sat here, just have a drink of water and just take in this view. Just rest my foot. I mean, look at that, beer cans. Why the hell would you do that, eh? Bloody idiots. If I had my way, I'd launch them over a cliff. And I don't mean the beer cans either. Quite a few people enjoying themselves on the beach today. That's one of the two main beaches that the people who come on holiday to the Haven site use. Pan out there a bit. Yeah. All having a good time. Well, at long last I'm back on the site. And I don't know how I've managed it, but I'm 2.5 hours behind where I expected to be. I walked 20 miles yesterday, and I've done 14 today. I was out for about 9 hours walking yesterday, and today I can't even get my head around the figures. I'm that tired. Set off at 6:30, and it's just gone 1 o'clock now, so you can work it out. I'll be turning the phone off soon because I have a feeling that Andrea's going to be shouting at me when I get in. So I'll leave you for now. Well, I managed to get back in one piece, and there was no shouting, you know, so good result. I feel a lot better now. I've had a shower and a change of clothes and a bite to eat, and I'm ready for doing it again. I did say that were going to be my last wild camp at year, but I'm tempted to actually do it the other way. Instead of Coburn's Path to Berwick, do it Berwick to Coburn's Path, because actually doing the other way, there's 1,000 feet or so less of climbing, so it should be a lot easier. And I'm thinking about doing that probably middle to back end of September when we come back up to Caravan. So if there's anybody out there fancies joining me, Harry, Charlotte, Philip, Chris, you're more than welcome. What I do need to do is to try and lighten the bag, because it weighed about 18 kilograms, and I do find that a bit heavy going. You know, it's got to find a way to try and lighten the load a bit. But anyway, it hurt at the time, but I really, really enjoyed it every step of the way. You know, it didn't feel like it when I was doing it, but, you know, great fun, great fun. So I'm going to leave you for now. I hope you enjoy this video I've recorded. It's the first one I've ever done. Like I say, I'm no Steven Spielberg. Even got his name wrong then. I'm no Steven Spielberg. But I've had a go, and we'll see what it comes out like. I did find the second half of the video that I was doing a lot better, you know, because I sort of, you know, a bit more practice, like, you know, when to turn it on, when to turn it off, and what have you. So we'll see how it goes anyway. So I hope you enjoy it, and bye for now.